Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Nosgoth, and this video is going to go over the free-to-play model of the game, whether is it pay-to-win and all that stuff related to the free-to-play model, as well as going to go over some of the basics of how to unlock your classes, how do you unlock new abilities, all that stuff. If you are new to the game or if you are just interested in the game, this is going to be informative for you, whether this is something you might enjoy from the perspective of, well, how things are acquired in the game. There is no gameplay in this video. I will do more gameplay very soon, but this is just the basics of the free-to-play model essentially, and a couple other things. Firstly, while we are in the screen, haven't moved onwards anywhere, let's talk about boosters quickly. Boosters are something you buy with real money equivalent only, or then you have them like I have Immortal Founders booster here. It doesn't say it anywhere, but all boosters currently last for 30 days, as soon as you equip it. Like you can see, I don't actually have the Immortal Founders booster equipped, but if I decide to equip it, it would start counting the 30-day countdown right from that moment, and well, whether I play the game or not. Another thing to take note is that there is daily perk. It is a different for human and vampire, and these are almost never in sync. This is the passive ability, or rather passive bonus you get when you play that side. For humans it's right now increased reload speed, and for vampires it's more health from executing enemies. These change daily, and the tooltip is a little bit outside of the window because of, you know, reasons. It's I play in Borderless window, so it's well, broken. Anyway, let's not delve into that. These, like I said, are almost never in sync. They can be entirely different. It's one of the randomly chosen from the perk selection. So if you want to use another perk, you have to rent or buy it. Let's talk about the free-to-play model then. Let's go into the store here, and there are two forms of currency in the game, obviously, since it's free-to-play. There is blue things, which are runestones, which is real money equivalent, and there is gold, which is the in-game currency. The only things purchasable with runestones, essentially with real money, are boosts, which you can, well, I already spoke about them quickly. They can be rather big increases to stuff. However, they are only purchasable with real money. And the other thing is skins. Evolved skins are a special case I will talk about in a moment, but you will notice that they are more than the normal regular skins. All the evolved skins you might find here are, well, more expensive. However, there are some 10% sales and stuff. Evolved. Right. So, how much is a skin? Well, if you didn't want to Google up their website or didn't have a link to their website anywhere easily, one of these skins is essentially $10. Because the cheapest, well, let's say I want to buy just one skin. So to buy this pack of runestones, it's $10 to get 2,100 runestones. That is just enough to buy the skin. Well, with 500 left over. So essentially it's 10 bucks. That's the price of a skin. Boosts, as you can see here, are way bit cheaper, but yeah. And skins are only cosmetic. There is no pay for, you know, consumables or some such which are better than everything else you would get in this game. Right now it's nothing but cosmetics and boosts, which can be acquired with real money. Essentially these are consumables, but essentially they do not change what your character can do in the game. They only increase your rewards from each game. Now if we go into the armory, this is where stuff happens. And firstly, let me mention those evolved skins, because they're, like I said, they're a special case. They were more expensive. However, once you reach level 25 with a vampire class, you get the evolved skin for free for that particular class. I do not have Deceiver, so I will talk about that as well in a sec. However, humans right now do not have their, well, whatever it's going to call, doubt it's going to call Evolved Hunter, but that thing is still coming soon, so they are not around here yet. Unlocking classes works in this fashion. Either you use runestones to unlock them, which I can show you in the store, their prices, which is 3000 runestones. So if I were to buy the cheapest bundles of runestones to get just this, it would be $15 and I would be left over with 100 runestones. So $15 for a class. Right. So the other way is to use artifacts. You get an artifact each 5 actual levels. This is not a class level. This is a class level you get for playing this particular class in the game. But everything you play increases this level, which is shown down here. And once that gets first to level 5, then to level 10, you unlock a class. Now I have an Immortal Founders bundle. So I already had Hunter, Alchemist, Scout, Reaver, Tyrant and Sentinel open. And I decided to use my level 5 one to unlock the Prophet and then level 10 one to unlock the Deceiver. However, if you do not buy into this game in such a way, you will only have Hunter and Reaver open. And whenever you get one of those class tokens, you can choose which one of these things you want to unlock and you unlock that one. So be, vigilant, make some googling and use some search foo and do a bunch of thinking before you unlock the wrong class. That's essentially my advice on it. Like, really look it up. Is this the class I would want to play? Because getting 5 levels, especially once you get past many higher levels, it's going to take a bit of doing. So you have to actually play the game some to unlock all the classes if you come into the game with just Hunter and Reaver already unlocked. I'm not going to tell you which class is overpowered because as far as I can tell there is no such a thing yet. Well, the stuff is kinda well balanced. I'll go into all of that stuff in future videos, this is not about all that stuff. But note that you can only unlock one of the classes. So for example, let's say I only had Hunter and Reaver and I would open a Scout. Then I have 2 classes for humans. I have Hunter and Scout for humans, but I still only have Reaver for vampires. Keep that in mind. If you only want one class, I could for example open all the human classes and still only have Reaver for vampires. That is an example. It is your choice of how to do the stuff. Now let's talk about abilities quickly and the rental system of the game. So every class has a weapon, 2 abilities and a perk. In the case of vampires, this thing is also an ability, right? So humans use ranged weapons and vampires use claws to attack things. However, there are rental systems, as you can tell. Because these prices are false. These are actually rental prices of it. If I click this, it takes me to the store page of it, and here is the buy button. If I click the buy button, this is actually for a 7-day rental of it. If I change this to permanent, the prices jump quite a number. This is just barely under $5 to buy it permanently, and this, well, this is my feeling of it, but if it were something like $2, $2.50, I could maybe see myself buying an ability permanently for that price. But $5 an ability? No thank you. And some of the abilities are exactly 1000, so that is exactly $5. So no thank you on that. I am definitely not going to be buying any runestones to buy abilities permanently. That is not good enough for my view, or from my point of view. But that's whether that is, too much for you, that is your call to make. I'm not telling you how to spend your money and whatnot. However, notice this thing. It always gives you rental price. So how much is this 270 gold, for example, for this ability? Now, assuming 50% win rate, assuming you don't simply lose every single game without being able to do anything. This should take you about 5 games to acquire this. So in about 2 hours, between 2 and 3 hours of play, depending how badly and how well you do, you can get enough gold to unlock something for a 7-day, you know, rental. I personally like this system. I always prefer rental systems when they are in the games because, well, if this was the only price you would be able to do, you know, 1,350 gold to buy it permanently without being able to try it out and figure if it's something you would actually like to use, that wouldn't be a good system. However, in the rental system, this is very affordable, in my honest opinion. You try it out for 7 days, figure out if it's something you want to keep for in the long term, and then eventually buy it permanently once you have the gold to do so. Right. That is essentially how you do all that stuff. And as soon as you rent it, the timer of it starts ticking down. And the 7 days will be gone whether you play the game or not. As you can see here, I have an expired leap attack. There is a little bit of a annoying, confusing thing when it comes to expired abilities though. As you can see, it is an expired tag here. But it is missing this whole purchase thing too. Pounce is the base ability which you always have. So I cannot rent that anyways because I always have it. This one isn't. The problem is, if I click this ability, it takes me to store base to buy it. But from this one I cannot do that because it's sitting in my inventory and I have to right click it and delete it. Or go into my inventory and do the same thing here. To actually delete it, and then it changes to this thing which allows me to, you know, re-rent it or buy it permanently instead. This is something which is confusing people out, and how you can re-rent or permanently buy stuff is you have to delete it and then you can decide to, you know, actually re-rent it or re-buy it. Confusing, annoying, and in my opinion there needs to be a renew button here which would allow you to renew the rental with a single click of the button with prices underneath that. That is something which needs to be done. Anyway, now you know how that works, and obviously there are the perks. The daily perks change, but if you want something else you will have to either rent it, and rental prices for perks are not too bad. There is a sale thing as well. But these come with couple different things. 30-day rental, 7-day rental, and a permanent perk. Permanent perks are expensive, as you can tell, but you can rent it for 30 days for a bit more than an ability costs to rent for 7 days, which is not too bad. If you compare these two prices, if you plan to play the game quite a number within the given month, then always going for the 30-day rental is pretty much the best thing you can do. Now, with that said, there is not much else to talk about anymore here. There is a couple other things in this menu. For example, the game keeps track of all your stuff with class by class basis. I really haven't played much of else but Reaver and a Hunter to get used to the game. That is basic stuff. And well, this stuff is here, and then you have your inventory. One more thing about items, which is this item charge system. For example, these blue heavy pistols with, as you can see, there is, well, rechargeable properties. It has been said that the timer on these things goes down when you have them equipped and you are actually playing the game. So far, I have not seen that happen. The timer has not shifted because I have a blue multi-bow here with a 7-day timer, and I have been using this a lot. I got this from the Hunter's level 5 class reward pack. And I've been using this to play with my Hunter, right? As you can see, there are, you know, positive and negative bonuses on here. Once that the charge timer, the recharge of it, should be gone down the 7 days, right? Once it's down, these properties should be grayed out and should not affect my gameplay at all. Until I decide to recharge it, which happens with, right click and recharge. Right now it's grayed out because I don't have anything to recharge with. But I haven't seen the timer go down at all. So maybe it is not implemented yet, or I have a bugged item. I don't know yet. But that is at the time of making this video. If you're watching this from way far in the future, then please check the date of this video. Maybe this has been fixed by then. Anyway, that is all there is related with this video. Essentially the game is not pay to win. When it comes to the free-to-play model of it, all the purchasable things with runestones are either cosmetic or simply boosts which increase your gold or XP or both, and they do not give you more power when actually playing the game. You can buy abilities, you can buy perks with real money, however that is paying for convenience, and you are unlocking things faster by buying them with real money, instead of actually playing the game and spending gold on it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you folks next time in another video, and more Nosgoth footage will be coming onto the channel, huh? Have a good one.